cryptocurrency, going to show you the real reason why this is happening. As we are seeing Bitcoin down 7%. We're seeing other cryptocurrencies, Ethereum down 9%, Binance Coin down 15.94%, XRP down 25%. Dogecoin, of course, is not being spared by this crash right now. Dogecoin down 33%. We're seeing Cardano down 12%. Dogecoin, though, still up over 25% this week. Dogecoin this week has still been one of the best performing cryptos. Full disclosure, I'm not selling a single Doge. I'm still very, very confident for it in the long term, but we could see a bit of a dip right now for other cryptocurrencies as well. This dip may not be over yet. We're going to hope that it is, but we could see more news starting to come out as this news story progresses. But I'm going to show you the real reason why we're seeing some of this right now. As we are also seeing some positive news as well. A lot of people saying diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands in the comment section. This video right here is definitely one that we don't like to see. We don't want to be covering this, but we don't really have a choice at this current point in time because we are seeing a bit of a crash right now. Betting leader Bit Casino adds Cardano ADA for payments. We are seeing some positive news right now. There is some good news in cryptocurrency, but overall, the big story, the main story right now is negative. It's crashing to some degree, and that's not what we want to see. Also, this is another good story. I'm going to go ahead and get these good stories out of the way real quick before we get to the reason for this crash. Square widens its ecosystem with new inventory management offering. Square is a very, very pro cryptocurrency company, so to see them expanding inventory now on top of payments, that's a positive sign as well. Overall, cryptocurrency is still significantly better than fiat money in a lot of ways. Overall, fiat currency versus cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency has a huge slot to go into here. But here is the real reason why we are seeing this right now. Let me go ahead and pull up this article right here. So we are seeing this big drop in cryptocurrency at this current point in time, in part because the government right now is considering cracking down to some degree on cryptocurrency and on investing overall. Right now, the capital gains tax is basically what you pay. So after a certain period of time, if you hold it for more than a year, the capital gains tax goes down to approximately 20% in most places. It's not the same everywhere. But if you do sell before a year, you typically pay whatever your tax rate is. Now, the government is considering actually changing that, meaning that even if you hold longer than a year, you're going to pay about the same tax rate as you would otherwise. And they're saying it may only affect some Americans and not all Americans, but nonetheless, this will definitely have a negative impact on the market here. And the reason why is because currently, the tax rate's already pretty dang high for that, and the incentive to hold longer than a year does actually help to drive growth in the market. So to see this at this current point in time, the real reason why we are seeing Dogecoin go down to the degree it did, Dogecoin going down a little bit more than other cryptocurrencies, is simply because this is probably the worst possible time for this announcement. We just saw a big run up with Dogecoin. The trading volume on it is still very, very high right now, meaning a lot of attention still on it. A lot of people, a lot of new investors who don't exactly understand the market as well as they would if they'd been more experienced. And so because of that, this was the worst time possible for Dogecoin to have that news. I'm not selling a single one of my Doge. I'm still very, very confident for it in the long term. I have not sold. I'm not selling. I'm holding on. I'm going to continue to hold on. I also think this news may be a little bit overrated right now because at this current point in time, I don't think the government has the ability to actually pass that through. I mean, maybe, just maybe, they could, but I don't think the government's going to be able to pass this new massive tax increase through at this current point in time. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. Maybe, just maybe, they will. So we will continue to cover it. Also, the government changes from time to time, so we'll see where that goes. Hopefully, though, I want the government to just be making the smart decisions. Oftentimes, the government is what runs good things. It doesn't matter which party it is. All the parties do make bad decisions, and that's just a fact. So it doesn't matter which party you are. All of us can agree right now, the government should definitely be making smart decisions, and they should be actually doing what's best for the people always, instead of actually just trying to make their own image look good. Cue the sinking Titanic music. Oh no, from James Bond. Can we get Doge Force started and trending? From Matthew. Runic TV says, Doge is tanking. My Doge, no. Keep in mind, it has to some degree tanked today, and we're going to cover exactly what's going on with that. We'll go down further. We'll look at it. Remember, you don't lose your money until you sell. Doge will go back up. From a Durango Aerial Photography, and I happen to agree with that sentiment. Dogecoin still has the big catalyst of Coinbase, which on average increases the crypto by around 91%. It still has a big catalyst of Tesla accepting Doge. If Dogecoin does continue to fall, Elon Musk will probably step in and say, okay, now's the perfect time to announce it. That's probably what he's waiting for. That's probably why we haven't seen an announcement yet. He's not going to do it at the top of something. He's going to do it a little bit when it's going down a little bit. That's when he's going to do it, I believe. So hopefully we'll see that soon. But you're right, the chances of going up still are extremely high. We have some very positive stories in all of cryptocurrency, even though this one is the biggest negative story right now. Hey Matt, love your videos. You got me into Doge. Do you think Elon was serious about Doge to the moon? Yes, I do think he's really going to do that. That's funny. Someone said, yeah, someone's making fun of SafeMoon a little bit there. We don't, the thing is, the reason I haven't talked about SafeMoon so much in my lives, I don't want to kick them while they're down. SafeMoon falling way, way, way further than any other cryptocurrency in the top right now. SafeMoon fell like crazy. So I don't want to kick them while they're down. I know some Dogecoin holders also have SafeMoon. So the last thing I'd want to do is hurt anyone in the Dogecoin community. That's why I haven't really talked about that too much. But hold and buy more. This is just a chance to accumulate more. From Dominique coming in saying that's a good, interesting opinion right there. You're saying now's a good time to buy more. I happen to think you could be right. If you are buying at this current point in time, then you may have a decent chance, because this is a little bit of a flash crash. This isn't necessarily a real crash fully. I mean, it is a real crash because it did go down, right? But it's not a real crash. It's not like it's just organically happening. It's happening because of a specific news story. So if that news story changes, if the government doesn't pass it through, then that would change the entire narrative. So that's why it's a little bit different than a typical crash that we could see. We're still going to the moon together. I appreciate you, Matt, and think you're great. And keep in mind, too, we have seen Dogecoin going up massively this year. So most people who invested like me when it was at half a penny, up massively still. The people who invested a little bit later on, yes, you may be in a little bit of a bad position right now. But remember, a lot of people thought they were in the worst position ever when Dogecoin was at 8 cents. What did it do? It went down to all the way around 3 cents. Now look at it. It's up around 20 cents, 20 to 22 cents, somewhere in that range. And that's after a little bit of a crash today. It was even higher than that. So Dogecoin has the potential long-term to see big organic growth. And that's just the way it is. Oftentimes after a dip, we will see recovery. The last time cryptocurrency dipped, which was only earlier this week, from another news announcement also related to the government. Come on, government, stop doing this. It's time to stop. Just stop. At least wait until Dogecoin has some more stability if you're going to do this. At least wait a little bit longer. Been waiting for your video. I needed more info. Thanks. Yes, and that's one thing. On this show, I will always provide you as much info as possible. We have a show that covers cryptocurrency, finance, and of course, we love Dogecoin here. We're going to talk about Dogecoin always. But this show is definitely a place to come on the internet for finance news. You can get big updates. I put so much time and effort into these. I literally spend hours researching for just one live. Hours and hours and hours. And on top of that, every single time I research, I accumulate more and more and more. I remember all that stuff, and then now it kind of just stacks on top of each other. So hopefully you can find some value here from this show. Thank you so much, Victor, for the chat. Victor, leaving a chat even during this live. That's awesome to see. Thank you so much, Victor. But just keep in mind, I'm not going to tell anyone to press like on this specific live. If you want to, I mean, sure you can, but honestly, is it in our best interest to have this live get out to more people? Probably not. I mean, let's be honest. If this live gets out to more people, it's not the most positive live for cryptocurrency. It may give new people a bad first impression. So I'm not going to tell anyone to press like on this video. Let's just be honest about it. Normally, we press like because we want to get out to more people. If we press like on this one, though, and it gets out to more people, is that good? I don't know. I mean, I guess it's not necessarily the worst thing ever, because we do have some overall positive tones for cryptocurrency. But yeah, I'm not going to tell anyone to press live. Someone said, tank so I can get my 50 coins back in. Oh, nice. You want to get your 50 coins back in, I believe. Do you think big companies use Doge Day as a way to build up hype for themselves? And yes, of course, big companies are going to use Dogecoin as a way to increase the hype for themselves. They want more attention. They want more eyes on them. And so they're going to use Dogecoin, and we appreciate that. We support that. That's a positive thing because it helps get more attention around Dogecoin. Dogecoin right now has the ability, if we want to use it, we can make it one of the cryptocurrencies of the future. If we're using it, make sure, if you have an opportunity to spin Dogecoin, go out of your way to do so. One day it'll be way easier. Right now it's a little bit more difficult. One day it'll be way easier to actually spin your Dogecoin. So right now we just have to kind of go through this period. It's going to get better. Crashes do happen, and often we do see a little bit of negative attention coming around it, and then that changes around at some point in the future. So never ever think a crash is permanent, because it almost never is. Hey Matt, I miss something. What bill is the government trying to pass? The government right now is trying to basically increase the capital gains tax. And they would approximately double it for a lot of people. They haven't fully gone into all the details on who they would double it for, but they could end up taking it from around that 20% range all the way up to 40% or higher, up to 43%. And so if we do see that happening, it's going to discourage people from holding for more than a year. Not a positive thing for cryptocurrency or for investing overall. Thank you so much as well, Scott, coming in with a big chat even during this live. That's surprising, but thank you so much, Scott. Also, Laura, another big chat during that's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Laura. Thank you so much, Laura. Then another one, Connor coming in. This market is insane. Just sit back on your hands and look at CoinMarketCap. Wow, never seen anything like it. Diamond hands from Connor. Yes, you're right. We've never seen anything quite like this, or have we? Actually, we've seen this happen plenty of times. This has happened dozens of times. So you are watching for the first time, but if you're a little bit more experienced, you've seen this before. This happens. It's just the way it is. The markets go up and down as they change, as more people buy and more people sell. Everyone is trying to do whatever is in their own best interest. And sometimes people think selling's in their own best interest, even when it's not. And that's what can often cause a crash. Sometimes it is. In this specific case, I don't think it's necessarily in people's best interest to sell at this current point in time. Someone said, buy the dip, baby. Not financial advice, remember. I'm just telling you what my personal opinion is on that, what I'm doing myself. I'm not selling anything. Buy the dip, baby. Yes, sir. From Swugma. Nice. I'm not reading that full name. I know what you're doing there. I'm not reading that full name. She's inching back up. Stay the course from Mike. You're right. We'll look at that in a second here. Can't buy Doge on Robinhood. That's not good. Robinhood may be to some degree playing a little bit of a factor in this. Maybe this is why we haven't seen Dogecoin having a bit of a resurgence. Maybe Robinhood is messing up right now. We'll look into that. Mr. Anderson as well. Thank you so much for the chat. As we continue to see a lot of big stories right now around cryptocurrency. Let me go ahead and show you this. So this is the stock market data. We are seeing overall, the stock market has been going down too on this news because capital gains tax currently affects cryptocurrency and stocks. Here's why it could be very, very, very different in the future. Basically, this capital gains tax is aimed at stocks. Cryptocurrency is just kind of getting some of the side. It's kind of getting some of the side fire. This is not supposed to be aimed at cryptocurrency, but cryptocurrency is taking a big hit from this. So what I would like to see is basically, did any of the whales sell at time to buy? Yes, some whales did sell. It wasn't anything too crazy. We'll look at that in a second too. But basically, this is why this is such a big deal. Cryptocurrency should not be taking the force of this. Cryptocurrency is a currency. It's not even really truly an investment. It's a currency. And I believe at some point in the future, we will see the government classify it as a currency, meaning that it will completely change the tax laws. It allow you to spend it. When you spend $1, you have to pay sales tax, but you don't have to pay tax for using that dollar, even if the dollar goes up in value, which sometimes it does. It looks like it's going down for the most part right now. So once cryptocurrency is actually a currency and it's no longer in the same class as stocks, that's going to have a massive, massive boom for cryptocurrency. And we need that to come sooner rather than later. This should not be happening for cryptocurrency. I think the government needs to be very, very clear about this. If you want to do stocks and change the capital gains tax on that, there are arguments that it's a negative thing overall for the market. There are arguments that it won't work or won't actually cause the capital raise that you want to see because it will make less investing overall. So overall, the amount of tax revenue coming in may not even be more. All of this could be a big to-do for nothing if you actually see so much less investing that the capital gains tax actually ends up bringing around the same net per year. And so that's why it would definitely be a very overall bad thing. So I hope the government is going to actually come to their senses when it comes to this. And remember, I want to be very, very clear. I'm not going after any specific party right now. All of the parties are playing a role in this. All of the parties are playing a role in this. And that's just true. I don't care if anyone gets mad at me for that. I don't care if anyone says, Matt, you should go after this party or that party. I don't care. It is all of them. It is all of them. The politicians are not making the right decisions for us, and we need to change that. Politicians should start working for the people, not the other way around. I don't care if anyone gets mad at me for saying that. I'm going to say anyway. Funny Fur family comes in. I think it's so funny how worried people get every time Doge drops. LOL. And so to some degree, it's okay to get worried, especially if you're new, if you don't understand the way the markets work, or maybe if you do understand, it's still okay to be worried. There's nothing wrong with being worried. The overall thing, though, that I want to be stressing to everyone is when you actually put emotion into investing, you often make decisions that you regret. What you need to do is look at the facts, look at the numbers, and make a smart decision. Think about it. One thing I like to tell people, whenever you're about to either sell or buy a stock, wait 5 more minutes. Don't do it on impulse. Wait 5 more minutes, think about it, and oftentimes you will change your mind after those 5 minutes are over because you'll feel this rush of adrenaline, perhaps oftentimes when you're either selling or buying a stock, and so that can lead to bad decisions. Whether it's selling or buying, it can lead to bad decisions, and that's not what we want to see. As let's go and take a look at Dogecoin right now. What is it doing? Have we seen a bit of a bounce back, which would be, look at that. So it's crashing a little bit more down to 19 now, which obviously isn't ideal. Hopefully it'll stop crashing and then go back up a little bit. So yes, this clearly isn't ideal. Some people are choosing now to get out because they think it may go down a little bit further, and that is possible. It can go down a little bit further. I don't think we're necessarily going to see it crash too much further because at this price, a lot of people are going to see that and say, this is a perfect opportunity to buy into something that's going to be added on Coinbase soon. This is a perfect opportunity to buy into something that's going to be literally on the moon. And so a lot of people are going to see this as a buying opportunity to really stock up on Dogecoin. At some point that's going to be coming. It may take a little bit more time though. And so we could see Dogecoin crash a little bit further before that kind of settles down. Overall though, it still is a very optimistic thing into the future. I got 10,000 my goal, and keep in mind too, if it does continue to crash, we're going to cover it. It's not this channel. We love Dogecoin here, but we're not going to just shill it. Dogecoin, if it is a bad investment, I will come on and say this is the specific reason why. But at this point in time, I don't think it is. I still think Dogecoin is such a good investment for the long term that anyone should look at this right now and consider, maybe I should buy the dip. That's what I personally believe. And I I will say this right now. I plan to buy more Dogecoin after this live is over. I'm not selling a single Doge. I plan to buy more because to me, this price is beautiful. To me, this price is basically a good price, and it's down to 18.9. Who knows? Who knows? It could drop a little bit. I mean, we don't want to see this, right? We hate seeing this, but this could cause some fear in people. Hopefully, though, we will not see it drop too much further. That's all I'm going to say. I got 10,000 my gold diamond hands. The government is doing this because they are being irresponsible. You're right. They are being irresponsible, especially announcing this. If it's not even going to come through, it would just cause a little bit of a crash in the market. That was unnecessary. Now it's back up again to 19.19. So it looks like a little bit of a bounce. This psychological level under 20 cents, in my opinion, should be a signal to a lot of people to go buy. I mean, that's just what I personally think. And so I hope it doesn't, I hope that's the case, but this could stoke some fear and it could continue to go down. Well, let's just be honest about it. Someone said, everyone needs to chill out. It's already bouncing back. I bought the dip with what I could afford. This is the Dogecoin, not chicken little coin. From Stranger Turbo Ranger. Remember, this is the second time we've seen Dogecoin doing this. Last time it went from around 8 cents. Where did it go down to? Approximately 3 cents. Then what did it do? It went back up to 5 cents. So if we saw a similar percentage type movement from Dogecoin as it just popped back up a little bit, then popped right back down. If we saw a similar percentage type movement from Dogecoin, what that would mean it would do is steady out somewhere around 25, 30 cents in that range. And so we could see Dogecoin going back up to 25, 30 in that range and then staying there for a little bit before we see another big catalyst into the future. That's what I'm hoping for. And if history is an indication, that is the most likely course right now. At any point in time, a big news story here or a big news story there can change that. So never, never, never. This is why I always let people know, don't put your life savings into anything. Never under any circumstances do that because it is risky. Even if you believe in Dogecoin 100%, that doesn't mean you should be putting 100% of your investment into it, which is why I make sure to be diversified. But even still, I've been hit pretty hard right now from this crash, and not too hard though. I mean, I've been for the most part kind of managing my risk pretty dang well, and I can show you to some degree how I'm doing that. I'll make more videos in the future going into detail on how I do that and how you can do the same exact thing. I know a lot of the big finance YouTubers probably got hit insanely hard right now. So F in the chat for everyone who has a lot of money in the market right now. It's definitely not a positive thing. Please sell so diamond hands, and it's not a positive thing for me either. So we can make more money, and if you don't buy the dip, you'll regret it, just like you did when it went from 13 to 19 cents from All Chat Gaming. All Chat Gaming saying, if you don't buy a dip, you're going to regret it. Also, when in doubt, zoom out. Still holding, baby, from Dub RX. Another chat. Happy to see so many people watching. Congrats, homie. Yes, the viewers are going up right now, which is surprising because I haven't told anyone to press like on this specific one. I think everyone, it's just so clickable. I think new people are still going to click on it anyway. The like can help it get out to more people, but we don't want to do that necessarily on this live simply because this is not a positive live, and I don't necessarily want new people to see this. So I'm not going to tell anyone to press like. If you want to, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to tell you to though. This is an awesome Doge sale. Buy the dip from Juan. So you hear in the comments, a lot of people saying this is the time to buy a dip, and you could be right. Let's go ahead and zoom out. So this is if we zoom out. We still have seen Dogecoin up massively. And remember, this looks extremely similar to what we saw when it went up to around the 8-9 cents area and then fell back down. Extremely similar. Let me go ahead and find that real quick. We can find that here, and I can show you why it looks so similar. I mean, it's so small now in comparison to this massive spike. We may not be able to really find it too easily, but let's see if we can find it. There it is. So yes, here we can find it. It's really hard to see simply because the other spike made this look so big, but you can basically see. So it went up to around that 9 cents area. Then we saw the exact same thing we're seeing now. This is not the first time. It's not unprecedented. And this likely wouldn't have even happened to this degree had we not seen the bad news coming out at this perfect wrong time. The perfect wrong, or I guess the unperfect time. The exact opposite of the perfect time. The perfect time for badness. Happy to see so many people watching. Already read that one. Yeah, some other chats coming in. Just sold 2.53 million Doge. Sorry guys, I'm getting out from Rice. Typically speaking, if you are getting out after this, see Rice just sold when I was at around 18. Now it's back up to 20. So Rice made a bad decision, at least in the short term here. Rice, this is why you always want to be careful and not make emotional decisions, because if you do make decisions on emotion, you do often end up regretting it. Especially if we just saw Dogecoin going down a decent amount, there's a really, really high chance that we'll have a little bit of a resurgence right now. So if you are selling at the bottom, you're probably not making a smart decision. I mean, if it goes down further, I guess you can say, Matt, you were wrong, but it's impossible to be right 100% of the time. I'm just going to tell you what, statistically speaking, has the highest chance of happening. Statistically speaking, right now, the highest chance is that we'll see Dogecoin bounce back and have a bit of a resurgence. It may not happen today, but we will see it most likely happen relatively soon here in the next few days. That's what I believe will happen. And I'll put approximately 70% chance of that happening on there. There's still 30% chance. And some people say, okay, 70% chance, that's 100%. No, 70% chance is 70% chance. 30% chance is 30% chance. So I want to be very, very clear about that. And the reason I'm basically saying that is based on the historical indicators of what we've seen. I showed you the chart right there, not really very well because it was so zoomed out, but I showed you the chart right there. Thomas as well coming in with the chat. Thank you so much, Thomas. What do you think the whales? Oh yeah, we'll check the whales in a second. We should be pumping Doge right now from Tracy. I'll say this is what Elon needed, a full support coin. We want all the whales to sell. And this could be, you're right. If a lot of the whales do sell right now, this could actually become the people's crypto even more. And we could see Elon Musk ramping up his level of support to even another level. And so if we do want to take a silver lining from this current crash, if we do want to take a positive sign from it, it could be that. If we do see some of the whales selling, this could also sniff out which ones are the wallets and which ones are the actual whales. Just bought 100K more shares. I'm loving this from JK Vids. A lot of people were hoping for a crash to buy more. So there are some people who are currently happy right now. Ryan capping so hard right now. From Joseph, Ryan, yeah, that was definitely so Ryan literally waits till it goes down to 18 cents, then he sells, and then it goes back up to 20 cents. So Ryan, I don't know how you're feeling right now, but poof, I'll do it right. I'm sorry, I'll do it right. Poof, I'm holding. I bought it when it was at 2 cents back then. I'm not worried. LMAO. From the Stig's Japanese cousin. Interesting. So that's basically, we got some, see, mostly, even during this, the Dogecoin community is continuing to be strong. Look at that, back up to 20 cents. That's a very positive sign. Even during this, we're seeing so many people in the chat showing love, saying buy, 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 saying I'm holding. That is the power of the Dogecoin community. There is no other community like that on the internet. Oftentimes, if we saw a cryptocurrency doing this, it may go down a little bit more. But Dogecoin has a stronger community. That's why it looks like we're seeing a bit of a resurgence right now. Hopefully that will continue to go on, as we also see an article like this coming out, which I think is very positive. This one talks about, I just became a Dogecoin millionaire. This 33-year-old invested his life savings in the meme cryptocurrency with inspiration from Elon Musk. So we do like to see stories like that coming out, and it's positive overall what we've seen with Dogecoin. Remember, it's still up massively from where it was. When I first started talking about here on the channel, it was at less than half a penny. Now it's up over 20 cents, which is more than a 40 times growth. More than that, because it was below half a penny when I first started talking about it. So we still have seen big things coming in. Hunter says the true Dogecoin community is not worried. They're still working to make Doge more accepted around the world and still giving it value instead of whining. To some degree, you are right. I'm not going to get mad at anyone. If you're upset right now, you're allowed to be upset. If you're not happy right now, you're allowed to not be happy. I'm not going to tell anyone that they should just say, okay, no matter what, YOLO, hold forever. But here's why I'm still optimistic in Dogecoin. We're basically going back against the system. We're going back against those in power who are way too serious all the time. And we understand that Dogecoin is legitimately one of the best cryptocurrencies. The transaction fees are significantly lower, and they're only going to get better over time. We also know Elon Musk Dojo for Dogecoin is coming soon. Probably not soon, actually. It's probably take a while. Let's be honest. It'll take a while. But we know that's coming, and that is a positive thing. You missed my chat earlier. Would you ever share your position or at least give an estimate? Could you help at this time? So yeah, maybe that would be a good idea. Maybe I should do that. At some point, I'll reveal my full portfolio. The reason I haven't so far is just because, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. But I will say this. I have not sold a single Dogecoin. I have no intention to sell a single Dogecoin right now, and I don't plan to for a long time. Because I'm just so optimistic in it for the future, and it's a great retirement fund. That's what I'm thinking. If you're wondering, I'm the whale from Rias Chapman. Oh no, you're the whale. You're the whale. Well, I guess we know who the whale is now. Whoever the whale is has been having some weird activity. We'll probably do an update on that series pretty soon here. A lot of people love that series. That series is getting hundreds of thousands of views. So thank you to everyone who's watching that and making that series go crazy. Even in the face, I mean, we don't want to talk too much positive right now because this is more of a negative live. And so I feel weird if we talk about positive stuff. That's why you haven't heard me talk about the channel or anything or tell people to like, because when it's negative, it doesn't feel right to then talk about positive things, in my opinion. But overall, though, and I'm just mean negative specifically for this live. I don't mean negative for Dogecoin overall. Overall, I'm still extremely optimistic. I've said that multiple times because it's true. I am. BTG skyrocketing right now. Spidey senses are tingling. Interesting. The enemy is scared. Don't spend what you can't afford to lose forever. Power to the people. Remember the cause. Interesting. Some motivation there. Do you think the live is affecting the price of Doge? I don't know. Some people say when Matt goes live, it's better than the Elon tweet. I don't think that's true. Elon tweets are better in my opinion, but who knows? I mean, maybe it is. But though, keep in mind, if it is affecting life, the reason why would be simply because people are seeing the information and then making a decision based on that. I'm not telling anyone to buy. I'm not telling anyone to sell. I would never do that. I'm not going to do that. All I will do is give you the information and you can make the best decision possible. And I will tell you what I'm doing for the most part. Bought it when it was at less than 1 cent. Now I'm playing with house money and bought the dip. H-Town loves Matt. The Doge strong from Yasmin. Thank you so much. See, look at all the love coming in even during a live like this. That's awesome to see. Check Elon's wallet. He's not selling. Also his rocket launches at 1:30 a.m. You can't blame this on the news. That's not good. Whales are dumping long before that, and the lower the price gets, the more people panic. So, period. No, that's not true. So we can blame this on the news. You are incorrect from Viral Headquarters. The news is what caused the whales to sell. The news is what triggered some of this. Yes, to some degree, the whales are at fault, but it's not just the whales. So no, you are wrong, Viral Headquarters. It is in fact partially this news that has caused this to happen. I really hope the whales sell and people keep buying as I do. And that would be an interesting thing to see. Elon Musk would then hopefully support it way more. And we would like that. Hey, Matt, what is your astrological sign? My astrological sign is Dogecoin. My astrological sign is Dogecoin. In case anyone's wondering, it's Dogecoin. It is now. I made up a new one. Dogecoin. All of our astronomical signs are now officially Dogecoin now. I'm down $800 sitting on 7K Dogecoins. Going to hold and not going to give into the panic sell from John. Typically speaking, in history, panic sells often always lead to disappointment in the future. People often regret panic sells. And so that's just the way it is. With how many subscribers you have, a lot of people coming to listen to you. Stay positive, man. And the thing is, I don't care if I lose some subscribers. If I have to cover a negative story, I'm going to do it anyway. So if people unsubscribe from this, I know technically we should be staying positive overall, and my message I think overall is positive, but it's not because it's not because of that. The reason my message is positive is because I see a lot of positive things right now, even in the face of this, and so that's why it's positive overall. Though let's be honest, it's a little bit negative right now. It is. Imagine Amazon Fresh takes over Doge next, then Twitch, then YouTube gets pressured, Matt. Then you can pay for life with smiles. Literally, do only good every day. I like the sound of that. That's definitely a positive thing. We're going to hope YouTube does do that soon. Someone said 4-29 you'll see from Rice. Interesting. Saying some good things are coming. Viral Headquarters says you're wrong. There's no proof behind that. It dumped from 47 to 30 cents before this news even hit. Stop blaming the government. And that's not true. So this specific crash, just from 47 to 30, that was just caused because it went up a lot and it's a natural correction into the market. So that's what that was caused by. But no, you are still wrong, Viral Headquarters. I mean, I know you're using all caps there, but and thank you for the chat. I do appreciate that, but you are still wrong here. This was in part caused by this news coming out. I don't care if people get mad at me for saying that. It's just the truth. That's part of the reason it caused it. We also saw stocks going down some. And the reason it went down a little bit more is simply because it was just so fresh, this spike, and there was still a lot of attention and volume on it. So that's why. Hold. Things are going down. Great opportunities arise as well. Take advantage. Stay positive. We got this from Dr. Doge. Also, DT says YOLO. 150K holding strong till the rocket moons or goes crazy. Number 3 to the moon. Nice. All my Doge. I like the sound of that. Also, thank you, Max, for the chat. And Brett coming in by the dip. He says, loading up big time to the moon. To the moon. There we go. People need to hear that, right? People need to hear that because it's negative, but we want to say that one time at least. No matter what, I will keep holding my Doge to the moon. And I have a similar sentiment. Right now, I'm holding my Doge because I still am very confident in it. I'm going to make another video showing some reasons why pretty soon here, but I'm confident in Dogecoin. I really like it moving forward. As we continue to see stuff like that happen, we also see. Here's another positive article coming out. I want to end this live on this positive article here. Despite price drop, Bitcoin's fundamental narrative has not changed, Stack Fund says. And so that's true. The overall sentiment about cryptocurrency, the overall positive nature of it being a hedge against inflation, the government printing a lot of money, and cryptocurrency, Dogecoin especially, is a hedge against that. It's a protest against the system to some degree, but at the same time, it's a protest that actually has backing behind it and deserves to be higher. So I want to end on this little bit of a positive segment, even though, yes, we do have overall a negative thing. No matter what, I keep holding my Doge to the moon. I love that sentiment there. Are we just overly optimistic? Will it come back down? No, I don't think we're being overly optimistic right now. I think we have reason to be optimistic. Do only good every day from Laz. Thank you so much. People's Cryptocurrency says, are we seeing the establishment going back against the people out of fear of digital currency that is decentralized and not controlled by the elite? To some degree, yes. We are seeing it, but it's mostly the banks that are responsible for a lot of that. The lobbyists that are causing to some degree that to happen. So yes, that is definitely part of it, what we're seeing right now. There's no question about it. The people in power don't want this to happen, but I think we're going to see the people hold strong for the most part, and hopefully that will happen. I'll continue updating if we do see Dogecoin going down more, which is possible. I hope it doesn't happen. I don't think it has a high chance of happening, but it can happen. So if we do see that, I'll of course be giving updates on Twitter and everything else. Anyway, I'm Matt Was. This is Fastan. I'm still extremely optimistic in Dogecoin for the long term. I'm still holding my Doge, and I will see you in the next video.